Hey y'all, I'm Donnie. I'd like to invite you guys to sit back, relax, and join me for a pipe and a pour. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Hope everyone in the YTPC and all you folks out there are doing well as we wrap up the 4th of July weekend. Wanted to sit down with you guys and just check in, recap on a few things going on last week or two and life in general. It's been a little bit and it's been busy. But before we go there, say hello to my little friend. I don't think I've shared this with you guys before. There we go. This is a Mastro Geppetto. You can see the little, whatever that thing is there. I don't know. Their little symbol. I forget what they call it. I think it's a Liscia model. Liscia. It's got this beautiful little, almost tuxedo-like look going on here. A little bit longer bend stem. This little accoutrement. But then, of course, it's got panels. What can I say? This was one of the first estate pipes. It may be the first panel estate pipe that I ever got. And I don't smoke it nearly enough. The only issue is because of the length, I believe, and the cant of the bowl here, I do get quite a bit of moisture hanging out down here. So I do have to dry it out, clean it out every so often to reduce the gurgle. But it just, to me, it's a beautiful pipe, and I fell in love with it the first time I saw it, and I was like, this is one I gotta have. Between the grain and the straight grain there and the bird's eye, it's just, I love it. Beautiful. And in it tonight, I am enjoying the creation of our good friend Ethan, Parsimonious Piper. Secondhand Bookshop. Now, I had to go back and check Ethan's archives because I couldn't remember what was in it. But I feel like I know Ethan well enough now to know there was dark fired and burley. I was correct. It's like 50% dark fired Kentucky. And then a good portion of burley. And as I was prepping my pipe earlier and kind of playing with it, I kept getting this grapey smell. You guys, if you've been with me at all, you've heard me talk about the grapey smell before. I'm beginning to think that for me, that smells like grape is the Perique. So his secondhand bookshop is a goodly portion dark fired Kentucky, burley, Perique, and then I believe either Virginia of some sort, Virginia Cavendish. Ethan, you can set the record straight. I know you have on several occasions, but yeah. And it is quite good. I really do enjoy it. Especially when it's lit, like it's not now. Oh well, we'll get back there in a minute. But I'm one of those that I do enjoy haunted bookshop. I enjoy that there is some punch to it, a little subtle sweetness, and that it lets you know it's there. Talk more about that in a second, because I really am enjoying it. And as I looked at it earlier, again, knowing that it had a fairly good portion of burley in there, I was looking for something. I was kind of in the mood tonight for something nutty. So tonight's pour, I went with one that I think I'm pretty sure I've shared with you guys before. Thirteenth Colony Southern Bourbon Whiskey. 13th Colony, obviously, down in Georgia. Americus, Georgia, I believe, is where it is distilled or produced. I don't recall off the top of my head if they're distilling their own liquid yet or not. Regardless, it's quite tasty. This has become one of my favorites. It's one that I recommend to a lot of friends that are getting into bourbon or they're not sure, because it's fairly inexpensive in the $40, $45, $50 range, I think, these days. It's a very approachable 95 proof to be honest, I would appreciate it more. They do have a barrel strength offering. I just can never find it because I don't go hunt those things out anymore. But I think a couple of more proof points to me would make it a little bit better. But the thing that I really was looking for, again, was that nuttiness. And this has on the nose all the things you'd expect from good bourbon. Vanilla, caramel, but there's an added level of like sweetness and toasted nuts. Something like that. Maybe even some fruit, but it smells great. I enjoy that part. It also tastes great. On the palate is where the nuttiness, almost like a pecan, which would make sense for Georgia, wouldn't it? Yeah, right? On the palate and on the finish, I'm gonna call it a pecan. Kind of a pecan nuttiness that's kind of rich and smooth, really hits. And as it turns out, it does pair pretty well with Secondhand Bookshop. Uh-oh, come on now. I don't know if you guys heard that little gurgle in there. We'll rectify that shortly. Anyway, it has been a while again, and I don't know if you guys had heard. It's been hot. Obviously, in the evening here, was to wrap up the 4th of July weekend, and it's still warm. So I apologize if there's a little too much glisten up there for you. So it has been difficult to get outside and enjoy much of anything other than sitting around in the pool, which we did a good amount here the last couple of days. Had a great 4th of July holiday. I actually start on the 3rd of July. We've got some great friends that have a 3rd of July party. So we went over to their house and kicked off the weekend in a big way. It was a ton of fun. Lots of great food. All the guys smoked meats of different varieties. I did about 12 pounds of smoked wings that then I tossed in homemade buffalo sauce. So good. Oh, so good. But yeah, brisket, ribs, burgers, dogs, pulled pork, all the stuff. And then tons of other stuff. Probably 80, 90 people at their house. It's massive, out in the yard. Kids are all running around, water balloon fights and little fireworks, that kind of thing. That was a lot of fun. It was a big party. So then on the 4th, once we got in and recovered, got a little rest, we went to some dear friend's house for the actual 4th of July celebrations. They've got a little farm out east of here. So we tried to fish, but it's too daggum hot. The fish were like, nope, we are not coming anywhere near the surface. We did some kayaking, some fishing, played in the pool, tried to play some games out back, but it's too hot. Pickleball, badminton, you name it, whatever. A lot of yard games, but it's just a ton of fun. We just visited and hung out and laughed and cut up. And yeah, that was also a lot of fun. Then we shot off fireworks in their driveway, which was good until some of the fireworks started chasing people around, But I'm happy to report everyone came home with all their eyebrows, all their hair, and all their fingers. There was no harm done. Ethan, this really is quite good. I do enjoy it a lot. So thank you again, sir, for the gift. But the funny thing was, that night we get home, and it's late, well after midnight. We get home, and everybody's beat, because we've just been having a blast, hanging out with friends and playing for the last 24 hours. And got to go to work on Friday morning. Friday was not a company holiday for me or my wife. And we get home, and our dog, Levi, had been cooped up all day. Now, thankfully, he is not... We're getting to that. He's not bothered by fireworks, that kind of thing. I'm thankful for that, because I know a lot of dogs really struggle. But he'd been cooped up all day. So I'm like, hey, I'll take him for a walk. And again, it's hot. I've been wet for like a day and a half, just sweating, getting out here smoking wings. Sweat, hot, anyway. And there's that freak. This is really good, y'all. So I take Levi for a walk. We do like a mile around the neighborhood here real quick. Middle of the night. And just come home soaking wet and worn out. Just ready to take a shower and rinse off and go to bed. He's still fired up. He's still got energy to go. So I'm like, all right, buddy. So we come out here in the backyard to run a couple laps and chase him around and get him going. Of course, he starts barking and making too much noise. I'm like, shh, gotta be quiet. It's 1 o'clock at this point. And he stops. And he is 3/4 poodle, 1/4 golden retriever. But when he does go on point, he looks like a bird dog. And he points to the back corner over there. And coming out from underneath the hydrangea bushes with all the big white blooms on them is a little white bloom with black on either side, just toddling right out. Levi sees that sucker, straight at him. And of course, I'm not trying to yell out through the neighborhood in the middle of the night, so I'm trying to run over there and quietly, whisper yell. And he kind of goes and approaches. Skunk turns tail and goes back towards the fence. He kind of goes in and comes back, goes in and comes back. And finally, I guess I scared him more than the skunk did because I was kind of fussing him to come and get to the house. And he made one last kind of little, I want to check this little furry thing out. He looks like fun. We should play. And he got it right on top of the head. Last thing you want to do after you've had a lot of fun for 24 hours and are exhausted and have to go to work in the morning is give your dog a bath because he got sprayed by a skunk. Here's the good point, the silver lining. My wife was not happy, but what are you going to do? We live out here. We got possums and raccoons and skunks and creatures because there's woods. But we got him dry. We got him in the shower and rinsed him off and cleaned him up, and he was fine. But I'm thankful that it was I think maybe a baby skunk because it wasn't too terribly bad. Now, I mean, the backyard and the house smelled like it for a couple hours. But yeah, it was exciting. All kinds of fireworks. All 4th of July long. So I hope you guys had a great 4th of July. I know we certainly did. A lot of great time with great friends. Yeah, Friday I did have to go to work. Wasn't much work done, to be honest. And then we did it all over again. We've been hanging out and playing and just enjoying ourselves and enjoying summer with friends and each other all weekend long. So I guess the bad news is I got to go back to work tomorrow, huh? Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm being long-winded, and I apologize. I just wanted to get on and say hey, because it's been a while. I have been trying to stay up to date with a lot of guys. We all know the same story. It's just like the heat, right? Everybody's hot, but everybody's trying to keep up with all the presenters out there, and there's just so many really good folks that are doing videos now. So I've been trying to stay up to date on that. I had hoped to make it to the Columbus show this year. Don't think I know that's not going to happen, unfortunately, because I was really looking forward to making that connection with a lot of you guys that I didn't get a chance to meet at the Muletown show back earlier in the spring. But our daughter is going to be in her final weekend of performances for Beauty and the Beast here in local theater. So can't miss that. But we're looking forward to it. Really proud of her. She's having a blast. I mean, she's doing theater. She's doing voice lessons. She's doing piano, drums, and guitar. She's mostly teaching herself on all those things, but we're getting her some lessons just because she wants to know a little bit more. Oh yeah, and then there's basketball and basketball camps and all stuff. So she's having a great summer too. Yeah, I think that's about it for tonight, y'all. Like I said, I've just been rambling on. Wanted to get on and say hello. I wanted to be sure and let you guys know that Ethan's Secondhand Bookshop is a fantastic blend. And if you notice, this thing is still full. I've smoked 4 bowls out of it now, and it's it's like the oil lamp, the reason that our Jewish friends celebrate Hanukkah. It just like keeps coming back. It's like it never goes away. I don't understand. Yeah, this is 4 bowls I've had out of it now, and it's still all the way full to the very, very top. Like, yeah. So thank you for whatever magic you worked on that, Ethan. Yeah. So you guys, just be kind to one another. YTPC is a funny, funny place, y'all. But I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad that you guys are a part of it and that you're checking in with me to visit for a pipe and a pour. Looking forward to the time and the day when we can get together and celebrate being pipe smokers and friends over a pipe and a pour. Until then, I want you guys to take care of yourselves. While you're at it, take care of each other too. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Cheers, y'all.